Hi, welcome back to the presentation. This is part 4. I'm having to do this in parts due to lots of other things happening because what we call life, so to speak. So let's continue. So we're talking about Redshift, just coming out of the talk of Redshift. So what you find is the reason. So when blood is highly oxygenated, it is really, really red, and it's radiated with energy. And what we'll be speaking about, that radiation, would be magnetic energy. Now, the thyroid area here, which is the thyroid area, is blue shift, which is 16. Yeah, 1 plus 6, which again is the 7. So we're talking about the 7. Yeah, we've got the 7 is the number of cleanliness. We know that 7, once all of these 7 are aligned, it puts us in the center 0 point. Yeah, and that's, which is counter space, which is where we need to be, which is the stillness, peace, and total peace and tranquility. So thyroid issues are massive in the world because emotional issues get pent up, where people are withholding, like I was saying, because of the stagnation of Redshift. Yeah, you are kind of almost taught to, and people align with the sort of stagnation of lower emotions, and also the sweeping under the carpet, and also emotions that need to come out, stresses. We need to, troubles in life, traumas in life, etc. We're holding on to them. They're pent up. So because they don't get expressed through the vocal area, yeah, here, this is because there is a massive magnetic sensor here. It gets built up around this area. Your guilt and your shame, etc. You can't actually see this one here, but the guilt and shame is here. So these are all negative low emotions that get caught up inside of the field. This one here, you can't see it, but it's guilt and shame is in there. Yeah. So when we're not able to express this through tears is massive, amazing. When we're not able to express these lower emotions, or all emotions, they get pent up, and then they stay in the field, and then they manifest as illness for the avatar going forward. So it's very important. This is why it's very important why we have this flow. Why do we need that actual flow? Yeah. So speaking about this board here, you can see now I've been speaking about I was speaking earlier about Saturn here, and now you can see here you've got where you can just see that there's Rhea. So that there that you can see here is Rhea. This is Rhea. She's the mother of the gods. Rhea, and Ari, I was saying that Redshift, Ari, our mother, she divides. She also drops down into Redshift. She sits in a cave. Yeah. In a cave outside, there is a fiery, riotous storm that is happening outside of that cave. And that is what's happening when we're in our lower animal carnal nature. So what we're saying is we are coming out of that Saturnian realm. That Saturnian realm has been with us since pretty much the start of this particular epoch we're in. This since there was since the last deluge. So if you go from Samaria, you've got Menes, who was linked to Samaria, has gone over from Samaria to Egypt, and taken with him. Yeah, this. So I've been speaking about the goats. I was talking about the goats previously, only in the last presentation. Now this one here again is the same goat, but you can see it's half goat, half fish. Yeah, and the fish. So the Capricorn here. So this Capricorn we're talking about, this was Enki, right? We're talking about, these are the beings that started the rulership, yeah, of the New World Order that we are within to an extent. These stories are allegorical, but they also play a massive factor in the current world that we see today. This what we are living in now, this inorganic matrix, is built around this, because like I say, these are beings where we are putting ourselves in front of divinity. We're putting ourselves in front of the absolute. We're putting ourselves in front of the Great Mother. So you see this is the blue here. This is taken straight from Sumeria. So here you can see they're working with the blue shift, and they would have been working with blue and gold. Yeah. A lot of, even if I go to some of the so if we just go on to here, Freemasonry is going to tell us exactly the same thing. We'll just read that from this one. Just read this paragraph here. This is a 33rd degree Freemason. Will tell you the same. When a man has so lived that he can understand this wonderful problem, the great I, yeah, right, or center of consciousness, is enabled to see out through the clear glass of a purified body. Yeah. So the vessel must be totally clear, and the vessel must be full of voltage. This is the voltage here. Yeah. So the vessel must contain this voltage. A child voltage, yeah, is much higher. The voltage of the child is much higher than the adult, as you can see here. So you've got the adult here is a cell pH of 7.4. Now the cell pH, the child, the cell pH, the voltage is higher. The adult voltage is 25. The cell voltage of the child was 35. The voltage of cancer survives with a cell pH of 6.4, right? Plus, so that's a positive. So if we align any alignment with constant redshift, yeah, is too much fire. So what's going to end up happening because of that too much fire? You see, you're enchaining yourself. This is a man and the woman here. You're enchaining yourself to your lower animal carnal natures. So as I continue to read this, the purified glass, right? So we must, you must be able to see through the being becomes the purified glass, right? The mysteries of true masonry, long concealed from the profane, right, are then understood, and the new master, donning his robes of blue and gold, yeah, of blue and gold, follows in the footsteps of the immortals who are climbing, right, step by step, climbing the ladder, leaning upwards towards the 7 stars. Yeah. So when you're climbing that ladder, right, that ladder that is being climbed is Jacob's ladder. Yeah. So you've got to climb that ladder, and the ladder is also the slippery pole. The ladder itself is also known as a slippery pole. This is the ladder here that must be climbed. That's the ladder that must be climbed. Right. So we'll go back into this bit here. Now, why is that so important? Why is that so important here? So what? I'm going to go off topic a second, and I'll come straight back onto where I'm at with Rhea. Yeah. So climbing, being able to climb up the slippery pole is being able to climb up Jacob's ladder, and this here is then Jacob's ladder, which is the tree. The tree is also the 3, right? The 3 is the Ida, Pingala, and the Shoshamna. They are the 3. So you've got one upwards, one downwards. You've got the center pole, right? All 3 of those have to be aligned in order for us to reach this higher state of being. I'm going to just quickly state. So the serpent energy over time has been depicted as being something negative. And the reason that is depicted as being something negative is because of things like this, right? So this is the tribe of Dan. So the tribe of Dan, pirates, they went round the world. Yeah. Right. Now, after the last deluge, which is I'm going to speak about again, if I probably have to do another one, all is electromagnetic. It is electromagnetism that resets this realm. It wipes it out with plasma. Plasma is named after blood because plasma is alive, and it's electromagnetic. This is what they don't want us to know, because we will not live this life that they want. We will not consumerize and live in this lifestyle if you know the truth of this reality, of where you are, of what this is. Yeah. It wipes out and it resets. Tribe of Dan using serpent symbolism. Right. Serpent symbol is the serpent. Yeah. The serpent is forever present. Why? So this is our mother. She is the serpent. Why is the serpent forever? Why is serpent forever present? I tell you the power of this, the actual of the serpent energy. Right. For example, a child. This is recorded in the Egyptian Book of the Dead as well. A child. Yeah. They in certain mystery schools, dark occult mystery schools. Those who are operating from Capricorn, those who are operating with Enki. This is Enki, right? This is Enki's rulership. This symbolizes the rulership of Enki. This is authoritarianism, restriction, yeah, and we have rulership and royalty, and these royal blue, and they take the blue, they take the divine blue and use it in royal blue. So you have blue bloods and you have red bloods, yeah, and that's what they've done. So, right, the power of the serpent chi energy. A child in the dark occult, and the other flip side of this, what can be done is you can have a sex with a child. It has to be a little boy, unfortunately, under the age of 5 years of age. It has to be under that age, yeah, because of the pure core essence. Yeah, once we are totally pure, and we do not have and we are not lacking, and our virtues are not lacking. Once our virtues are not lacking, and our integrity is not lacking, and our virtues are still high, we are still residing in our core essence. So the voltage of the child is still up where it should be to activate it from within. So when they have sex with the child, what happens is, down in this lower region here, it's known as Satan's tail. There's a lot of electrons down here, yeah? In actual fact, the 72 nadis, 7 plus 2 is 9, yeah? So the 72 nadis, so what happens is, there's a lot of electrons that happen down here, and it's known as Satan's tail. I was saying on the last presentation, yeah, when the energy is going downwards, we was talking about how it leads from one lustful act to another. Yeah, right. So when they have sex with a child under the age of 5, yeah, it what happens is it triggers the serpent chi, this energy down here, right? It reverses it. And what happens up, it shoots up straight into the brain of the child, yeah? But this is also what we need to be doing. It's hard for me to explain it, I tell you. Right, now, I have witnessed, and you can witness people, right, who have had this done. And what happens is, it enables them to access superhuman capabilities. That's why we don't know who we are. You really don't know. What happens is, the electrical force comes up into the brain, into the third ventricle where the 3 kings are. And what happens is this electrical force, when they do this to the child, it fragments and splits the brain wide open. Yeah. So what happens is they start to create different personalities. And that's how they create alter egos. But each different personality is unaware of the other one. And it comes with, and that also comes with different traits and different capabilities that can be then trained into the being. Yeah. Or they can access these. Yeah. They can access these. So there are people who get used to, they get used as assassins. They get used as all types of things in, they get used to in all types of different missions where it involves, supreme stealth. I have seen people get run over who have had this done to them. Yeah, they call them super soldiers, etc. I've seen real footage, which I can show if anybody wants to see that, of people where they have been run over. There's 2 women that were from Sweden. They came over here to complete a mission. All these things are all kept away from the profane and the mundane, because you don't understand the true workings of the human avatar. Yeah, and it meant that they were able to come over here. They got run over. They were on a mission to do something. They got run over by an Arctic wagon. They ran through the motorway. They were getting run over, and they kept getting back up, and they continued. The policemen that were coming to stop them, the women were knocking them over and punching them, hitting them over as if they were not even there. Yeah, that's what they were able to do. And the reason that these things we can do these things are possible to us. Yeah, because what's happening is we are able to access, what we are doing is we are actually accessing higher planes of existence. We're accessing higher levels of consciousness. We're accessing higher states of being. These are who we are. We actually evolve into higher. So what happens? So where you may picture yourself, yeah, then we transmute and transmute and transmute. So the reality is malleable, yeah, depending upon your electric currency and your electric current, yeah, depends on the amount of magic that you can manifest, magic, in this reality, yeah, because she is magic and it is a magical realm, which is why, yeah, when we access this stillness, respiration, a punch is a potential injury. And there is only one sure way to minimize or prevent destruction from a strike and from physical stresses in the body. The sure way is offered in its completeness only by Systema. Of course, it is breathing. Through being attacked in martial arts, yeah, when they are attacked, you can go into rest. And you could be attacked and somebody could hit you physically, right? And if you are in a total relaxation, yeah, you can actually absorb the blows and you wouldn't even be able to feel it like that. You can slow down reality. It's only because we operate with the transverse wave. It's only because we operate via the transverse wave, yeah, which is the reason why we are so lost inside of time and we are so lost inside of the illusion. And it appears that the illusion is controlling us when in reality we are supposedly supposed to be, and we are really actually in control of the illusion. Yeah, right. So what we're saying is what's actually happening now. Because you see now, because Rhea stands for flow and ease. Now, flow and ease, yeah, is actually this realm. So it's a hypertrochoid. Nature is really, really simple and yet quite complex to some, right? So this here is the magnetic field. So you've got magnetism, forced in motion. You've got inertia and acceleration. And this is red light that used to do this. And then this is the unmanifest center point here. Yeah, this is total stillness, total unmanifest. Zero gravity would be there at that point. So, and then here you can see this is how it's flowing. It's a vortex. That's what it is. It's a vortex flow. That's how energy works. Like when you pull your plug out. That's how it is. And in actual fact, this is the serpent movement also when it's coming up out of the crown. Is the way that movement moves. It is a serpent. It's a serpent movement that is taking place. Yeah, that's how it works, right? So then, what if you've got? You see here. This is the inverse of the magnetic field itself. This is the inverse of it. So that same inverse yeah, is actually this that you can see here. These are the two magnetic poles coming together, but then this is the plane of inertia in the center. And that's the inverse. When we are breathing on respiration, if we have the correct amount of voltage, if we have the right voltage, provided we have this voltage, yeah, we can employ deep meditation practice and employ breathing. This is what Wim Hof, etc. This is what they're doing, right? What's actually happening is, this is the law of magnetism. Inhalation, exhalation, and you see here, you have magnetic flow, contraction, and expansion. Yeah, implosion, explosion, and implosion. Yeah, you have this in your breathing, because you see, spirit is to breathe. Spirit is to breathe. Yeah, right. So, if spirit is to breathe, let me just get this up a minute. Right. Second. Yeah. So if spirit is to breathe. So through the breath, we have spire. Spire. Spiritus. Yeah. Spire. Respire. Yeah. So RE means to do again. Yeah. Replenish. So Genesis, except is Genesis 6.9 in Genesis, yeah, is the start of, would be the start of the new existence after the last wipeout, the last reset. Yeah. So that's why it says, God said, go forth and replenish the earth. Yeah. So that means to do again. It was already previously done. And then there was a cosmic abandonment, and there was an interference. Interference took place with, you see, the goat and the fish. And the fish is Pisces. Yeah. And Enki gives us thought and reasoning, and it somebody inserted. Yeah. We were inserted with, yeah, this serpent chi energy, right? Before that, we were more on a crystalline basis, and then we dropped down into carbon and we fell. But when we fell, we still were able to keep. We still have to keep the workings of who we are. Even when we fall, we become more dense, but our etheric nature obviously still stays there. That doesn't disappear from us, and it's who we are, and it's been engraved into who we are. So this dual realm, yeah, has been engraved into us. Duality is pretty much engraved within us, within Redshift and Blueshift. Before that, we was always at the plane of inertia, which is the center point. Yeah, which is center point. So, and that on that center point is we are not working with time, transverse time. Yeah. We're not working with that. We're working with synchronicity, and we are working and we are in bliss. We are in a total state of bliss, right? So RE again here means to do again, to repeat. Repeat, replenish, rejuvenate. Yeah, research. So when we're researching from what we already used to know. We're researching for who we were. We are researching our lost divine nature. That's what we are doing, because we can't remember. We have amnesia now. Yeah. And the cause of that amnesia, what is driving it is the facts that what's happening is that Saturn, a demigod, like I say, is being used, yeah, in the wrong fashion, to create this situation where there's a power differential, yeah, and it's enabling other man to create kings and queens so that they can rule over ourselves, who are supreme beings. We're supreme beings, yeah, and they are using authority, restriction, yeah, and rulership to do that. And Saturn will allow that to happen. If you put Saturn at the top and you venerate it, yeah, this is what will happen. You will create a construct that is based in density, yeah, because you're working with Capricorn, which is the 10th house, right? So we're out of sync, we're out of balance, right? So remember. So when we're remembering to do again, so you are just remembering. So you are going to remember and rejoin your supreme divine nature. Report derives from re-enter. The word report derives from re-enter. So when you're going to report, so I'll report to you. So I'm going to re-enter. Yeah, I'm going to come back through the door again. It got wiped out, so I'm going to start again and come back. That's what this is telling us. That's what this means. Reset, rest is reset. The avatar is the same as its mother, yeah, in quality, but not quantity, as it has been said. Yeah. So which is what I'm saying. You will then reset and re-enter. But our mother does this. Our mother Rhea, she does this. And then you can find inside of Rhea, you can find Ari in Rhea. Yeah. You could find Ari in Rhea. You can find Rhea in Weaver, and we go to all of these others at the same time also. So then that breaks down into re-enter, then renew oneself. So I want to renew. So the body, the avatar, is always trying to renew itself anyway. But we need to learn from that. Yeah. So we need to learn from that, because we are learning now our immortal nature. Renew. So, okay. So through the breath, which is equals spiritus, and spire, yeah, spiritus and spire is to respire. Respire, when you respire, respiration, providing you are holding the correct electric current, when you respire, you will enter a stillness. When you do that, you will allow magnetism and dielectricity to enter, which is a magnetodielectricity, is a higher force. We are dealing with supreme divine forces of creation, higher plane of existence. Yeah, running through you have to trigger it, and it can then run through your veins. Yeah, but you have to trigger this magnetodielectricity in order to trigger a higher state of consciousness and a higher state of being. Yeah, and we're going to be speaking about how to do that. Right. So respire, to inspire. Yeah, the red fires. Magnetism is a loss of inertia. Yeah. So inertia, a plane of inertia, is a dielectric plane of inertia. And that reset, is a force much more powerful than the force of action. The force of stillness, the force of rest, yeah, is that same force. This is what they are hiding, what is not being spoken about, what we don't know about. Yeah, there is a force of rest. And once that force of rest is actioned, you are accessing your mother, which you could say is Rhea. She is flow and ease. She's also the god. She's also the mother of the gods of the stars. So she is connected mother to Saturn. So what will happen is that the mother will always rise above the other gods. Yeah, and that is what we're seeing right now. So that is us. You're moving from out of this lower Saturnian realm up into the realm of our mother, our great mother. Yeah. Okay. So I was just saying, so which is a loss of inertia by creating flow through rest, reset, respiration, dielectric force is released. Acceleration ion takes place and the avatar ascends. That's what happens. Now, guess what? Green light promotes rest. Green light promotes concentration. It promotes learning, and it also promotes rest. So learn is also L. You can see here, learn is L. Learn is L. Yeah, and L is 12. But L is also, the heart is also 12. 66. The heart is also 12. Yeah. Okay. So then you would have 69. And before I say that, 69. Here, it would state what I've been saying here. You see, so all of the scientists and the geniuses that ever speak have argued the truth, do not ever get spoken about. This is the issue. It doesn't ever get spoken about. They don't teach it. They don't teach you about, you know, it just doesn't happen. You don't get taught about Steinmetz. You don't get taught about even Eric Dollard. You don't hear of people at Faraday. Yeah. You don't hear of these. So, right. Franz Anton Mesmer will tell you, I shall read what Mesmer says. Right. Mesmer proposed that everything in the universe, including the human body, was governed by a magnetic fluid that could become imbalanced, causing illness. He developed a system of using metal rods and then his hands to shift the flow of this magnetic fluid. That can be done, as we were saying yesterday, through biomagnetic field tuning. Biomagnetic field tuning, yeah, is here. Yeah, this is what can be done. Yeah. So then through biomagnetic field tuning, so there should be no sound and noise. And now that's perfect. Sound is also magnetic. You see, the way that this works is through peace and tranquility. Tranquil, yeah. To access magnetism, you have to build it like a bank account. And this is what the master mason is a builder. He's not speaking out about it to the profane, because you're saving it for the self. And boy, oh boy, is it a blissful divine happening. Yes, it truly is. Yes, it truly is. Yeah, right. Tranquil. I can show the harmonics of the heart. Heart harmonics are the EKG. Yeah, and the EKG. The space between, you see the long wave. The mother is always the long wave. It's the long wave. So what happens is the space between harmonics, yeah, the space between harmonics at the moment of bliss, yeah, registers at 1.618. 1.618, which is phi. Yeah. Discard the 1, you got 6. 1 and 8, which is going to give you 69. Yeah. If I then go back, we'll come out of that. You come out of this here. And then if I go all the way back to the crucifixion. On this crucifixion, you will also see one second. On the crucifixion itself, let me just find it. It is on here. The crucifixion, yeah, took place between the 6th and the 9th hour. Yeah. I'm going to read it. So everything is encoded, right? It's encoded deliberately, and it's there to tell us exactly what's what. Yeah, here we are. So I should just quickly read this. Okay, right. So the sun was darkened from the 6th to the 9th hour. Discover in this Hebrew study that the sun was darkened from the 6th to the 9th hour, fulfilling the ancient Amos 8 prophecy. Now 8 is infinity. So if when we take Trinity plus Trinity, we put them together, we get infinity. We already know we have 3 kings here, and we already know that we have a 3-way electrical system. We have a 3-way system, a serpent system that is working directly through this avatar, and all 3 of them must be aligned, must be in alignment. We know, you see C, yeah, C again is the 3rd letter of the alphabet, which is carbon. And then carbon is a builder of life. Carbon is a builder of life. Yeah. So everywhere on the C section, on the wave here, musical progression, yeah, note to C equals ascends from D to, once it comes to C, it'll either ascend or descend. This is a center point. Look, Okay? And that's what's happening here now, where we are. You hit this center point, you climb back up. It happens every year, but you venerate the drop-in. You venerate the lowest energetic point. You venerate 6. So you venerate your sexual region, but you venerate it in the wrong fashion. 6, which is this. So your 6 is the Vadistata. There. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Sometimes my pronunciations can be terrible. Yeah. There. Right here. The second one, which is your solar plexus. Yeah. Which is where your mother is residing in the riotous cave. And that must be risen all the way back up towards the head, heaven. Yeah. That's where that must go. It must go all the way back up to 96. Because it's going to burst through, yeah, blue shift. Blue shift, when you become less dense and light enough, yeah, blue shift has a very powerful magnetic pull, yeah, powerful enough to help to raise and to capture the mother, to capture the lost child even, yeah, it'll help to capture it and bring it up, bring you back up towards this 0 point, towards the center. The center point is where you are, is where your true self resides. Yeah, you're all knowing, all conscious knowing, everything resides there. So look at this. So here we are. The celestial 3 hours, it's all there. It's always been there. The truth has always been there. So now you got your 3, 6, and 9. Talking about the rising of the Messiah, crucifixion, crucifixion. So C again, and the Messiah begins with the M, right? We know that M is the mother. M is also the 3, and W is the 3. Yeah, gonna have to do another one. I can see. So the celestial 3-hour phenomenon, magnified by divine intervention, yeah, appears to have occurred during the dark conjunction lunar phase. So we're talking about the sun and moon here. By extension, the weighty evidence from this mid-month evidence. So with the moon, yeah. So moon takes 9 gestations, the moon, for a child to be born. Yeah. On a full moon, childbirths has been recorded in the past. There have been increases in childbirth, etc., on this full moon, as a full moon is coming up. The moon is controlling all earthly fluids via a magnetic pull. Yeah. And the moon is also dielectric at the same time. And that's why on Monday, Monday should be the rest day, not Sunday. Sunday is action. Monday's rest, is reset. Yeah. When the moon comes out, when moonlight comes out, we have melatonin increase. So it's asking you for no noise. When you're eating cooked food, you're creating noise inside. It's noise. Peace and total tranquility is how we work with magnetism. That's how we work with it. Yeah. In all aspects of life. So even if you tell a lie, that lie is creating noise in your own field. Not the person you lied to. You're causing harm to the self. You're causing self-harm. Yeah. So continue. So by extension, the weighty evidence from this mid-month event portrays the extraterrestrial new moon. New moon's very powerful. To have always been the full moon, 15 days previous. Yeah, 1 + 5 is 6 at the epic appointment time. So you can see there, yeah, that you're working with sun and moon here. You're working with 669. Yeah, so even the sun was darkened from the 6th to the 9th hour. So at that point for me there, yeah, it is telling us we're speaking about the center 0 point here. You're speaking about the actual divine mother itself. That is what we're speaking about. Now we know that 9 the 9 . all angles always reduce back to 9. The resulting angles always reduce to 9. If you do the maths on it, yeah, you'll find that what happens is it always converges. The resulting all angles always reduces back to 9. And what it does by reducing back to 9, it also always converging. We spoke about here. Blue shift, by mother, is converging. It will converge coming in. Yeah. But the only way it's going to come in, yeah, is when we are releasing the stagnation ion in the lower 6 here. The lower 6, yeah. And there's lower sexual regions. So even so, for example, when you one good way of doing this, when we feel the sexual urge, a lustful urge for sex, opt for deep breathing and stillness instead. Yeah. So what we'd be doing there in the cult practice, magic, would be to look towards your intention of raising that energy upwards every single when you feel it. If you raise it up, you'll find it will transmute into a blissful energy, providing that we are carrying the correct electric current. We have to be carrying the correct electric currency. So the reason why, one of the main reasons we're speaking about all of this is because at this point in time, it's very important, converging into a singularity. All information, whether it's coming from myself, whoever, concerning all of this has to always be spoken about now because of where we're moving towards. Purple skies. So, converging into a singularity. So the 9, no matter how many times you divide it up, the number will always go back to 9. Yeah, all of these pies, all of these slices here equate to 9. Whether they're 0 point something, they'll always, if you add it up, it always goes back to 9. But it always converges into a center point, a point of singularity. It always converges, yeah, back to that center point, yeah. So that this transverse wave is finite, yeah. It's never infinite. It's always going to be a finite. So by going back to that center 0 point, also that is also the earth moving back to the center point of stillness, peace, where it will re-begin and reset and replenish yet again. That's how it works. We are told there is 4 states of matter, 4 states. But funnily enough, even though some of this has been cut off, you can't see it all. It tells you 4 states of matter, and you could just see this purple. You could just see this purple here. Yeah. Now plasma is the 4th state of matter, but it never hardly gets spoken about. And plasma was named after blood plasma because it's alive. Right. And plasma, yeah, this realm, yeah, here. So plasma, just through normal science, it will tell you. So plasma is like a gas, but instead of containing neutral atoms or molecules, it is made of ions and electrons. Now plasma is surrounding this place. We are in the center of here, yeah, and the plasma is out there, right? And the plasma is alive and it's electromagnetic because we're in an electromagnetic realm. But the actual plasma itself is attracted to electromagnetic waste. Yeah. So this is how it works. So there are geologists also. You have on here. Some of them we can't really put up now. Yeah. This one, for example, it's going to be probably a bit tough. You can just see this here, actually. Yeah. This is electric current flying straight through the earth. And the last time that this happened, the last what you call a deluge, yeah, because the plasma gets in here and it wipes it out and then it starts to start again. That's what they don't speak to us about. So this is why they talk about a Big Bang, the Big Bang theory instead, and so on and so forth, right? But the plasma is the purple. So here we have the blue sky, and above the blue, we always have the purple. And that's why the hyperboloid, which is this hourglass at the center here of the man, yeah, is actually in purple. And if you go and research now, you'll start to notice, a lot of people don't know about this yet, but it is coming, right? Is that there are purple skies now being seen. Purple skies are now being seen like this all over the world, all the time, all the time. People don't realize, people don't know yet or realize what it is that they're seeing. There's purple there. So yeah, because the light of the sun, it's a light that's coming in. There's not something there. You can just see the light. That's why the Mayans, when they were holding enough electric current, they were able to disappear into the soil. Electromagnetism, able to disappear into the sun. Yeah, because what's actually happening is it's a light. So through the light, it's like a lens. It is like a lens that is being put out, and then what happens is we actually see the focal point. We see the focal point of the light, which is how it works. So you're looking at focal point of the light, which I've got here. Use that as well. So the focal point of the light So this is the focal point here. So it's just the lens that's coming in, and then this is the focal point. That light, the light that we see, the white light, and which then comes through the prism, and then we see, obviously, what we then see is the electromagnetic spectrum as that manifests. Doesn't always have to be that way. Yeah, this is a light show. It could quite easily be changed. So what's happening is all over the earth now, all over the earth, people are seeing purple skies like this, right? Now, without being too, and what will happen is, and people don't really know about this, yeah, is that, and the controllers of this, they know this, and the reason that they have not told us about this is because they want to continue this realm as it is. And if you were to know about it, the true workings of this realm, you wouldn't go to work probably and do all these things unless you enjoy it, like I do. I'm a designer, I enjoy it, so that's what I do. So, right, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't actually do it. Yeah. So that they don't want us to know the true nature of what we are and what this realm is. So because this always happens, we start creating technology that is detrimental to nature and to ourselves, and we fall away, right, from our true nature, and we get captured up in this transverse wave. Yeah. Now, whether other entities help us to do that, which they do, yeah, but that's what happens, right? And then what happens is that the plasma, yeah, reset happens, the plasma gets in and it wipes out. You can research the plasma cosmology, and you can see it for yourself. The other resets that have taken place on the Earth have been because of the plasma. The plasma gets through the dome and it wipes out all the electromagnetic waste that we have created, and it starts all over again. And there's nothing that anybody can do about it. And that's the way that it is. And then what would happen is this new zone could be born. Yeah, with the long wave, the longitudinal wave, yeah, which is our mother, right? And then we would then start again, and you get the opportunity to re-begin and to operate from the center point. So we get to realign and operate right from that heart, right from that center point. Yeah. So 69 sun and moon, very, very key. And that's why it's always, even here, you see I pulled this over TV adverts several years ago. Yeah. They're always telling you about electromagnetism. Electric magnetism. Yeah. Electricity is 6, magnetism would be 9. Yeah, and 9 is also 0. 0 and 9 is our actual mother. Two of those together, yeah, create the room that we are in. And then even every single mathematical angle always refer back to that same 9. Always. So even here, when you've got your hexagram, yeah, you're always going to go back to 9. In ancient civilizations, it was always the bull. It was the bull and the bees. And this is the bull. This is the bull. This is the bull. And then the mother is the bee. Yeah? And she's the bee. She's the womb. And this is who she is. You see, bees, they work for the good. They work for the good of all. Yeah, they work for the good of all bees. They work as a community. Yeah, this is the bee again. So what I was just showing. This is a Merovingian family crest. The Merovingian bloodline. Again, I was saying that it's these bloodlines, these royal bloodlines, yeah, are creating a power differential, yeah, and using that power differential, right, to create an illusion that enables them to look to be the supreme being and to leave ourselves in this lower carnal animal nature, not realizing that you are the supreme God. Yeah. So you see, the Merovingian bloodline, using the bee, using the symbolism, the hexagram. Yep, there on that one. This one here is the bee. This is your mother dropping down. Look, blue shift. See, you're going to drop down there. Drop it in, and she's dropping in to the cup of nectar. And here is the symbol for infinity, because she's an infinite loop there. Infinite creation. Creation is infinite. Infinite loop. Never ending. So reset things like such as reset scenarios, they take place, and it's plasma that does it, and it's plasma that does it outside of the dome that's here. We're surrounded by electromagnetic atoms and ions, which are actually plasma, and the purple skies that we are starting to see all the time, yeah, is plasma coming in closer to us. I actually had it. Also, there was an article done by NASA, because they like to tell you about these things. But they would always like to tell us, and as they mix the truth up with lies, because you just can't tell us about it. Right. So it says here, this is 2018. So it says scientists. You can just see that. Yeah. Scientists discover a new type of magnetic event that's going to take place. Yeah. This is what's happening. So I'm yet to watch this video myself as well, but it states, as soon as I was reading it, as soon as I read it, I knew exactly what they was where they were heading towards, and what it is that they're actually trying to cover up. Yeah, because they're talking about auroras. They talk about aurora, etc., with it being the sun that creates the emerald green glow coming from the center again. Yeah, and they do the same thing when it comes to speaking about the actual plasma that is outside of this dome, and that's how that is the way in which that they speak. So if I was to read that, space scientists recently uncovered a new type of magnetic event in the near Earth environment. The new event happens just outside of the outer boundary of Earth's magnetosphere, the sphere around the Earth within which our world's magnetic field is in the dominant field in a region called the magnetoheath. Scientists using an innovation technique to squeeze extra information out of existing data, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. Yep. So if you look, you will always find, especially now, talking about these about magnetic events that are coming up, and there's your purple sky look on the same, see, same thing. And then they will just say that the reason for it is because of the aura. So we'll just say, to a solar physicist, a magnetic reconnection with the ultimate process driving this from 2003 Halloween solar storms, which were so powerful that people saw auroras. Yeah, so you see, magnetic reconnection is one of the most important processes in outer space. Space, which is why scientists want to learn as much as they can. The new discovery found magnetic reconnection where it's never been seen before in turbulent plasma. Yeah, and this is the reason why they want to try and go to Mars, because they want to try and get away. They want to try and get out of here, because the new realm that's coming isn't going to be fitting for any of the Saturnian beings. Any of the Saturnian beings, yeah, it's not going to be fitting. This is Yalda Baal, and this is the god of the transverse wave, which is you can see here, yeah, and it's not fitting for them. It's not going to work out well for them in any way, shape, or form. So, ever since the beginning, for a long, long time, yeah, we've always had yeah, here we go. Serpent King. Okay. Just quickly read a little bit of this again, because I want to raise awareness of you doing yet another part 5 to this now, because there is nothing more valuable. I haven't activated Kundalini myself. I understand the power, and I understand how the liberation that is involved for the human avatar going forward, and it has to be known, and it has to be released in the ways in which that you need to do it. First off, you need to increase our currency. Our electric currency is vital to us. It is so vital. There is nothing more vital. And I was speaking about the virtues, the negative charge, higher virtues, the negative charge virtues, blue, in the blue, and the lower positive charge sins. Now 6.9 Galatians 6.9, 6 is patience, which is stillness, which is rest, which is going to give you tranquility. Tranquil, transform, transmute, yeah, is to change into something new, is to bring about something actually new in there. Yeah. So here we have, and this, so it says, tracing the origins of the serpent cult. Right. Okay. In mythology, the serpent symbolizes fertility, procreation, wisdom, death, and resurrection. Right. Due to the shedding of its skin, which is akin to rebirth, rebirth. You see, it's always, there is nothing new. This is why the serpent is this continual circle, it's continual loop. Yeah, it just continually keeps re-going and rebuilding. So, okay, the word serpent, and in the early schools of mysticism, the symbol of the word was the serpent. The word is W, which is wave. The light that appeared was metaphorically defined as a serpent called Kundalini, called at the base of the spine, curled up 3.5 turns. So just wanted to just quickly say, convex to the spine to remain dormant in the unawakened person. However, to understand them, we must look at the original serpent. In China, it was a male and female pair, Ida and Pingala, which is this blue shift and red shift running through us, pair with human heads and serpent bodies named Fu and Zik, yeah, and Nuwa, who created the humans. You see, Nuwa, new waters, Nuwa, water. See, flow, yeah, the waters of Nuwa is a Nubian goddess as well, right? Nuwa, who created humans. In Sumer, it was the Anunnaki, Nin, Nuruksag, and the husband Enki, who I've been speaking about, who were given the task of creating workers, etc. Enki, known to us as the serpent in Genesis, the one who gave us the ability to think and reason, and was so cursed by his brother Enlil for it. To the Hindus, it was the cosmic serpent and Anatta, right? So then going forward, so if at the dawn of man's creation we have a pair of serpent beings, serpent-like beings who created us, then those of the serpent cult must have their direct descendants either by blood or by spirit. Now that's the masculine and feminine. So what actually happened was, as we came through this deluge and this amnesia, yeah, those who were activated were able to were seen as gods, but they weren't gods. They were activated, so they were quicker, sharper, faster, super advanced, had access to superhuman capabilities compared to those who were in redshift, lower animal carnal nature. Yeah. So it even goes on to say, Jesus being in the scene most likely was initiated in Egypt at this mystery school, rising up the levels until he became a master. Yeah, and then you've got the others. This is from Samaria again, which is two serpents being venerated again at the same time too. And then it will just, if I would just, as I just go through that, it will just continually say the same pattern will just keep reoccurring over and over to us. Right at the very bottom, numerous ancient cultures throughout the world worship the serpent, serpent beings such as Quetzalcoatl, yeah, Quetzalcoatl in Peru. So the feathered serpent with seven, we had 7 feathers, the feathered serpent, yeah. In Mexico, and then Naga, king of India, and his Nagin children, Po Naga in Vietnam, who was the first empress, and the serpent deities who were beautiful women associated with trees and lakes. The snake goddess of Egypt, Wadjet, was protector of the land, and then so on and so forth. And it would just continually keep going all the way through. So that what's that? Hittite, the Canaanites, pre-Christian Ireland, Scotland, and English also worship the serpent also too. And as he comes back, there's the Minoan snake goddess. She's holding 2 serpents in her hands at the same time. And then we can go through. This is actually a really good one, which can be gone through. I'll go through that on the next one. And as we keep coming through, you can just see this serpent symbolism continually keep coming all the way through as I keep coming all the way down the page. It makes for a really, really great reading. So just to cut off this last bit. However, a visiting figurehead was not enough to cement the serpent cult's position, especially when faced with new religions and kingdoms that acquired political and military might. To that end, political advantageous marriages were arranged with the emerging ruling families, which is the families that are ruling. That they are these families. Their god is the sun Saturn, yeah, Kronos, right? A serpent prince or princess marrying into the family would bring trade, wealth, knowledge on how to form a coherent society, and the secrets known only to the cult, which would be passed down to the resultant children, right? It was this well of knowledge that gave the ruling families the advantage over their people and allowed them to claim divinity or superiority over others. Yet most of these marriages did not end happily, right? So those who activate the serpent will activate superhuman capabilities. By activating superhuman capabilities, enables one to activate the spirit soul, which will then take over this lower earthly vehicle, yeah, thought, action, and emotion become enlightened, and then the God mind takes over, yeah, and then this is when we access our supreme nature. If that was to take place, by default, we start to manifest a new earth, a new higher plane of existence, and that is the key to what is happening. Is to what is actually happening here. So you've got words. Ether is everywhere. You see, they use ether, which is the 9. Many slides down here now. Which is so the ether, which is the W. If I just said that again, which is 9. Yeah. So is the Ethernet. So the Ethernet that we are using at the moment, yeah, is www dot. Now W is 3. W is 3. So www dot is 9. Yeah. So 9 is the mother. So they would then be using, yeah, the mother, which is why you can get instant, yeah, information at the press of a button, because what's actually happening is we are using the ether. The ether is being used in order to create that scenario. So that is actually happening based around the actual ether, yeah. And that's why you put www dot. W is the wave, yeah, which is the weaving wave. You see, either way, you can go either way, because either way you'll find ether, and then either the whether or not, or the weather itself is all coming from the ether. Even the word either comes from Old English, egg her. This is why you have mother, father, sister, brother, because they are all connected to the mother, and she is the ether. Yeah, and that is the basic thing. So we can tune into the ether by creating the correct voltage, yeah, by activating this serpent chi energy, right? And then we can then, all information, yeah, in the ether becomes openly available to us, because the serpent is always forever present. Peace, love, and centeredness. And there is so much more to do. So I'll be doing the next one. Even the body, before I come down this page, even the body has exactly 600 muscles inside of it. So the 3, 6, and the 9 are always going to be key in nature, and the 0 is a 0 point, which is going to lead you to your mother, and respiration and peace and tranquility, and the virtues, the 7 virtues, yeah, they lead towards rising electromagnetism. They lead towards creating positive electromagnetic emotion ion, which leads towards activating a higher state of being via creating the correct amount of voltage. To do that, using rest, reset, Rhea, our mother, yeah, you can rest by cutting down the amount of consumption that we are doing, and then that will allow mitochondria to uptake electricity, to burn fats, healthy fats, which again accesses. You're using dielectricity. Every time you action rest, you are using magnetodielectricity, which is the force of the absolute. You are bringing down the spiritual force into the metaphysical cycle, yeah, in order to access a higher state of being. So peace, love, and centeredness. And we'll see you on the next one. So look out for part 5. That'll be coming very, very soon. I hope it was enjoyed, and I hope that people, whoever gets anything from this knowledge, I hope that they get what they get something out of it, and it helps some to liberate themselves. It's not for everybody, but for those that it is for, peace, love, and centeredness. We'll see you on the next one.